There is so many callous Christians who fight against homosexuality without actually having conversations with people who struggle with that. Every single person who is living an alternative lifestyle is not prideful about it. I got close family members who I love deeply who struggle with that. They're not going around parading. And I've gotten stories about little boys taking advantage of other little boys in child homes, and little boys coming home from jail, teenagers coming home from jail and taking advantage of other young men in the streets. Every little girl doesn't feel like a little girl if she doesn't possess the same physical qualities as some other women. Maybe she doesn't feel pretty or feel curvy, so she looks more like a boy to herself. Maybe her own dad never really even tells her how pretty she is. Maybe young boys don't show an attraction to her, so she feels less like a lady. Maybe she's being teased or bullied, and their taunting only reinforces how she already feels about herself. Maybe these young girls are sleeping around because they're not given the right amount of attention at home, so she's more susceptible to thinking less of herself or being taken advantage of by her male peers or an older man. Maybe her father is at work all the time and he doesn't give her enough attention. He just buys her things. They're given objects to be shown affection, so they feel like somebody's object of affection. This affects little girls' self-esteem. They are watching how we treat their mother and other women. I grew up around a lot of little girls who I know for sure were being taken advantage of by grown men, and this was normalized in my environment. So why wouldn't this young lady want to become someone who in her eyes, protect herself? She's coming from a home without a father, or she's confused because parents are never together. Father over here, mother over here, baby mother, baby father. Of course we're confused. I grew up in a house with my little cousin who didn't have neither one of his parents. They were alive, but he didn't have them. So my mother took him in to try to raise him with me and my little brother. None of us had a father in the house. I didn't know how to be a man or a leader for him. Even though I'm the oldest, I'm still a selfish little kid myself. Because I was having a father who was all the way over here, and I didn't feel like I belonged over there or over here. So of course I'm confused. And how can I not mature and become more compassionate to the reality that he had it even worse than me? Of course he ended up in jail as a criminal. And I'm not making up an excuse for him. I'm just saying, take the time to understand what it would feel like if neither one of your parents were there for you. Every woman who is out here having an abortion is not having an abortion to spite God. Yes, there are kids and adults having reckless sex and who don't want to have to give up their own dreams or their own lives. But there are also a lot of people who just don't know what else to do because they were not shown the way. They need to be talked to, not picketed against. Jesus sat with people because he wanted their individual heart. He was not fighting against causes and grouping everybody together. All of us have personal struggles and traumas that bring us to certain sin. If you calling yourself a Christian, don't be callous of this reality. And what's so crazy is that most of us who will fight against abortion will not adopt a child, because we already know that just like people that I've seen and I've witnessed with my own eyes, they have a lot of issues. Because deep down, no matter how much love you try to give them, they always tend to feel so unloved. I got an aunt who adopted children and they've tried to kill her. They've tried to poison her with bleach, hold a knife over in her sleep. And so all I'm saying is, let's stop being so callous. People are struggling and suffering. Let's take the time to try to connect and understand.